welcome to the Galactic Mind Weather Report. So today I'm coming to you at the center of the white Mid-Wavespell. So that means we're on the 7th day of this 13 days dedicated to the evolution of our capacity to communicate, not just with each other, from human to human, but with our spirit, with each other's spirit, to be able to truly listen, using our breath to stabilize ourselves, to become present in the moment, in our bodies, to become really here and now in this reality, using this breath that connects us. Because when you breathe in, the oxygen that you're breathing in was exhaled by these trees around us, by the plants, by the weeds, by the all of this greenery that's around. The seaweed in the bottom of the ocean is all creating oxygen. It takes this carbon dioxide and these other waste products and it turns it into this beautiful essence, this oxygen, which is what keeps us alive. So that oxygen, when it leaves these plants, these trees and Pachamama, it carries a frequency. Everything that touches something else carries a little remnant of it. Every person you have met in your life rubs off a little bit on you and creates a little bit of who you are. So we're not untouched by anything in our reality. So it's really a really beautiful thing to contemplate this during the white Mid-Wavespell, that when you breathe in, the oxygen that you're breathing, that you can feel coming from your nostrils down into your body, filling up, and that oxygen is going into every one of your cells. And it oxygenates your cells. That on every bit of that oxygen is carried a little bit of Pachamama, a little bit of the earth spirit and the people around you. There's messages that are being transmitted, real knowledge that is coming in on that oxygen. And so when we really become present here and now, wherever you are, whether you're surrounded by beauty in trees and plants, or you're surrounded by architectural magnificence in the middle of a big city like New York, there's beauty still everywhere. And that's the archetype of today that I want to talk about, because the center of this white Mid-Wavespell that helps bring us back into alignment is known as the yellow resonant star. Now, the yellow resonant star is talking about the capacity to recognize the art that is all around us, no matter where you are. And today especially is evolving this ability to take these things that may be challenging in our lives, the conflicts and the struggles and those things we can so easily fall victim to, and instead of seeing it as something broken in our lives or something we've failed at, the yellow resonant star really speaks to evolving our ability to see the beauty in the suffering. And to many they say, beauty in the suffering, well, that's easy for you to say. You've got this, I'm sure you have a nice life. And the fact is that we all have our challenges. We all have our suffering. No one came into this world without some kind of wounding. I have mine, and I go deep into it every day, every week, just like everybody else. But the difference in my life that has made it more graceful, that has made me able to stay more centered in my heart, to radiate that feeling when I'm out and about in my everyday being. It's not some kind of wisdom. It's not some great intelligence or anything special. It's really just that over the years I have very consciously and proactively been working at changing the way I perceive my reality. And it's been a hard run. And the art form that brings happiness, that brings magic, that brings all these messages, that allows honest, authentic communication, is the capacity to see beauty in suffering. And what I mean by that is it's the ability to see the beauty, the potential, the positive side of what that suffering is bringing. And I've said this analogy a million times, and I'm sure I'll say it a million times again, but it's just like manure in a rose garden, or manure in any garden. Manure is made of animal shit. Pardon my expression, let's be direct. Manure stinks. If I said to you, would you like a cup of manure in your bedroom to have on your altar? Very few people will say, yeah, awesome, I'll have a big stinky cup of manure on my altar. But yet at the same time, that manure is one of the greatest gifts that you can give to your rose bush. When you give good quality manure, so good quality shit, into your rose garden, and you tend to it, and you work that shit into its root system, that stinky bleh, into the root system of that rose, and really bring it in, then suddenly you begin to see the most exquisite roses beginning to blossom and bloom. The scent and the smell that is coming off these roses is just heart expanding and mind blowing. And where did that smell come from? It came from the stink. It was the stink of the manure. It was the rich nutrients found in that icky, sticky, gooey manure that gave the rose what it needed to blossom. And so today the yellow resonant star is reminding us to not get caught in the victim swamp, to stagnate and get stuck in the stories that our mind likes to tell as to why we are victims to the outside world, why my life was so much harder than someone else's, or perpetuating some kind of justification for why someone else can break out of theirs and you can't. And it's easy to do. I go there often. I'm sure we all do. And the art form is to catch yourself there. And instead of allowing those stories to pull you down in life, use those stories as fuel. Use those stories as your manure for your rose garden, to pull into your roots, to strengthen your security and faith in yourself. So whenever these challenges are coming up, if you're finding yourself getting conflicts, or a repetitive pattern is constantly happening in your relationships or your financial world or your meaning in life, if you keep finding yourself coming up against the same patterns, then maybe it's time to acknowledge those patterns and write them down. Start looking at them. Don't run away from them. Lean into them and ask them, what is the picture you are painting for me? And when you begin to back off a little bit and see this as artwork, brush strokes, that some are quite blah and some are really beautiful. And when you step back and take this yellow resonant star perspective, you will begin to see that some of the most intense, uncomfortable, horrible things that have happened in our lives may be the very thing that created who we are now, that gave us the momentum, the kick in the ass to not be stagnant, to not settle for mediocrity, but put fire in our bellies, to burn through the karma, to burn through the chains and break free. And without those challenges, maybe you would still be sleeping in your mundane, lost life. And ignorance is bliss on one level. Maybe you would have been happy. But when you begin to acknowledge the beauty in the suffering, the beauty in your own suffering and what is driving you, and to actually take that and work with it like a gardener works with manure, learn to love your shadow frequencies. Learn to love the challenges in your life in the same way that a real gardener loves manure. Because the gardener understands the role it plays and the gift that it brings. So he's willing, not only willing, is passionate and enjoys working that stinky manure in, knowing the beauty that's going to come. So bring that essence of the gardener into your life, the gardener of shadows, and really take stock of your garden. What are the flowers that are trying to thrive? What is inside you that wants to bust out and shine its light in the world? Listen to what is shown to you. And you'll begin to see that maybe those very things that you thought were the downfalls in your life, that were the things that if only you didn't have, you would succeed, are actually the very things that hold the impetus, the push, the key to thriving, the key to unlocking your genius and allowing that magical frequency to emanate out of you in service to the whole. And you really are beautiful. Every one of you. Every one of you. In your own unique way. And I just want to give a lot of love and respect to everyone out there who's walking the path as authentic as they can, being real. This isn't about love and light. It's about being real and authentic. It's about being human. It's about being the artists of our own masterpiece, painting together to create a world, a community, where we can all thrive together. And an artist needs paints. And in 2018, the Gregorian year, you're about to see a lot of the old paintings being destroyed. A lot of the old structures and ideas and belief systems will be catalyzed and broken. And the beauty of that is we're going to have so many resources now at our hands to be able to create something amazing together. So get ready for a blank canvas and change that perspective and really embrace the beauty in your suffering. All my love in Lakesh. I'll see you at the beginning of next Wavespell.